Morning, little kitty. Good morning. Do you want to see everybody? Guys, good morning. I'm back. Fuzzball. I missed my kitty. Welcome to the Stony Ridge Farm. Cows and Coffee podcast this morning for the first time in a week. And I forgot my coffee already. Where'd you go, little coffee buddy? Oh, man. What a busy week, guys. My goodness. We're inside the house right now. We're getting ready to head outside and go feed the cows. But first, how do you lose a cup of coffee? Oh, man. I got in at 1 a.m. last night from Gillette, Wyoming. Where in the world did I put my coffee cup? It's black. It's blending into everything. Oh, there it is. Duh. Had it out here already. Guys, welcome back to the farm. It's been a bit. It's been 5 days or so, and I just got back into town last night sometime around 2 a.m. Here on the Stony Ridge, and here we are 8 a.m. and I gotta go check the cows. So the farming never stops, that's for sure. Welcome, everybody. We're just gonna take a quick walk up here. The cows are back behind the house. I've had a good farm sitter looking after things. And don't worry, we're going to answer a lot of your questions here in just a minute. So grab your coffee and let's go have some fun, right? Good morning, everybody. We got Yo-Yo, Swift, Shelly, Denise, Michael Blum. Everybody wondering where the heck has Josh been? Been a busy week. So guys, we'll tell you exactly where you've been. Oh, Lexi, go pee. Got the dogs trained to go pee in the woods. Then they haven't seen me in a week, so they're anxious, very anxious. So you're just now joining us. We're here. We're back on the Stony Ridge. Hit that like button as you come in the door, guys. The cows have been moved. I've had a farm sitter here moving the cows twice a day, every single day. The only incident we had was a little bit of an incident yesterday, and I'll take you up there and we're going to take a survey of that. They should be happy. I don't know that we'll move them first thing this morning. I think we're going to move them closer to noon today, but we'll take a look because they got moved after dark last night, which is not something that I like to do at all. I do not like to move them after dark. Looks like the dogs are doing their job over there. So they're right over in the woods right here, taking care of business. Got one dog that just doesn't seem to know that going to the bathroom in the kennel is not appropriate. Kennel, come on. Kennel, I'll feed you guys in just a minute. I got to go take care of the cows and then we'll feed you, okay? Lexi, the female dog. Come here, good boy, good girls. Haven't seen you forever. Lexi doesn't know to not go to the bathroom in the kennel. Either that or she's established that the kennel is the toilet. Got to pressure wash that building soon. Look for a pressure washing video. Oh, goodness gracious. Teresa, good morning. Guys, excuse me if my reading is off a little bit. I'm a little bit fuzzy. Brain fuzz, I guess is what I'd call it this morning. But cheers. Probably going to blink in a second and go off of Starlink internet. I feel it coming. So bear with me as we walk away from the internet and walk up here towards the cows. Let me just turn the screen around so you guys can see where we're going and what we're doing. Maybe I'll turn the screen around. Here we go. That was going off of Starlink. Camera, turn it around. We're just going to walk on up here and get her done. I hope. There we go. So you guys know what we're walking by up here. If the camera will let me point. That's a water cistern, about 450 gallons. This is fence wire for the next build. That is a log grapple. for my buddies at Precision Manufacturing. We'll be using that soon again too. A couple buckets, stump bucket, Greg Judy baling roller, which I think we're going to be using before long. In this barn we're getting ready to walk up on is a tobacco barn. If you're driving around the southern part of the United States, you'll see these. They look like old cabins, old abandoned cabins, but they're not cabins. They're tobacco barns where they used to dry tobacco. So that's what that is. It was built around 1918. It's holding up pretty good, but not the best in the world. So just mud packed in there in between them logs, not concrete. And the cows are looking pretty content up here. Awesome. This is the first hay that we'll be feeding this year. And the reason it's the first is because it's the oldest. Need to get that out of the way. Ooh, danger zone. Oh, you find this kind of stuff. Trail treasures. That'll pop a tire. Put that in the pocket. Oh. Farmer strong, baby. With all the land you have, why don't you make the dog kennel bigger? Why would the amount of land have anything on earth to do with my dog kennel size? That is the most expensive dog house that you've ever seen. That dog house cost $3,000. So anyway, I can't let the dogs out while I go move the cows, but the dogs typically stay free because they're our guard dogs. So morning, George. Yeah, well, Thomas Red. Why would dogs like to go into a little cave, man? You know, the crate trained dog loves to stay in the crate. So maybe somebody else could explain that to him. But land doesn't mean that me having some land up here doesn't mean that the dogs need a bigger kennel. They've got plenty of room. That thing is big enough to park a full-size pickup truck. Morning, ladies and gentlemen. Haven't seen you in a while. Been a little concerned. We got plenty of grass up here. Cows got plenty to munch on. And like I said, I'm not so sure that I'm going to move them right away. We'll take you guys up there and show you the problem we had yesterday. And hopefully they didn't cause any damage. First, we're going to walk over here and take a look. Morning, Tammy. Morning, girl. So I left North Carolina and I went out west, and it's colder here than it was in Montana. Crazy. Morning, everybody. We haven't seen you in forever. So we've got a cow that's been testing the fence while I was gone. Little bull number 202 has been a knucklehead, says the farm sitter. Morning, Nady. How you doing? So we're gonna figure out where 202 is and see what he's got going on. He's a young bull. He won't be a bull for very long, but he's been a handful. Hey, butthead, how you been? Hadn't seen you in forever. Oh, goodness. You fly into Billings. Nope, I flew into, oh gosh, not Idaho Falls. Oh shoot, something Falls. Gosh, where did I fly into? I just finished my coffee. I flew into, okay, Montana. All you Montana folks, tell me where I flew into. Great Falls. There it is. Great Falls, Montana. Sorry, guys. I am just waking up. Just getting my body straight here. So, yeah, let's go ahead and move the cows. So we're going to move them. This little section of pasture is split. And we're just going to move them over into this section right here. Woo! Come on, girls. Typically, this is the time. That's Cody. I missed your move, buddy. Typically, we'd be moving them into the holding pens and running them through the chute. But today, we're not going to run them through the chute. Come on, guys. Come on. You see the steam coming off their breath, guys. It is quite chilly this morning. A little bit of fog on the land this morning. Great Falls, Montana. Yep, that's it, Cowboy Steve-O. Absolutely. So I was out there. So went out to work with Honda on a little fun project with a bunch of other influencer types. Got to meet my buddy Wrangler Star and a few other great YouTuber, content creator, farmer type, homesteader type folks. So it was a great time, really a great time. Then I went and saw Mike and Aaron at Our Wyoming Life. Aaron wasn't there, but it was just Mike. That was a good time. Got to hang out with those guys for a little bit. Went up to the Welker brothers, the Welker boys farm. And I don't see the cow that was giving my farm sitter trouble, number 202. Number 202 has been testing the fence. So that's what the deal is. We got to make sure our fence is not grounded out. The grass is so high over here that the fence is getting grounded out on the grass and causing us a problem. So, girls are good. Cows are good. We're going to come back to the cows in just a second. I've got to find myself a step-in post to hang this guy up. We're going to leave this little section of pen open so that they can come through and get back to the water. The cows aren't my biggest worry. My biggest worry right now, well, I've got two big worries. I'm going to fix worry number one first. This is the holding pen where we would move the cows into. Oh, goodness. This is where we move the cows into to do all the working of the cattle. They won't be getting work today. But if I want them to come in here, I've got to close this gate so that we have good grass. So what I'll do is I'll just lift this up. Is this the one I need to lift up, or is this the one? This is the one I need to lift up. Woo, that metal's cold. Oh, it's 43 degrees this morning in North Carolina. So I'll just temporarily place that right there, and we'll be good to go. It is chilly, chilly, chilly. Old Woolly Bully is not used to just being on grass. He's used to a little bit of grain, and he got a little bit of bloat while I was gone. We're going to take a look at him in just a second. So, welcome. I'm out of shape. I've been doing this for this traveling thing for too much. I need to get back here on the farm. We're going to grab one of these step-in posts real quick. I've got them kind of hidden right here for this exact reason. If I can get a hold of it. Come on, little bud. There we go. Got a blackberry bush right there trying to hold me up. There we are. Now we got us a post. So let's fix that problem. Problem number one. Right, so we're going to take this step in. Simply stepping in right there. Ground is still hard as a rock. Oh, goodness. Oh. There we go. Oh. Okay, so the fence works. It got me. It's still hot. I don't know why the cows are ignoring it, but it is hot. We went a little too far with our post there. There we go. Okay, now, next on the project list. Let's go up here and we'll check the water real quick, and then the cows got in where the solar well is. I've got to put some fence posts in the ground up here. So let's just walk on up and check it out. Good morning, Cliff, Plague of Badgers, Mike. Yeah, it's cold here, man. Did not anticipate that. I was checking the weather on my way home from the airport last night to make sure it wasn't going to be so hot that the cows would need some shade, and it was not. So, Josh, are the pawpaws right? Bo, I haven't been home for several days now, brother. So I don't know. I'll have to go check those a little later on today and see what we got going. Well, that sun's bright this morning. Okay. Well, at least we know the electric fence is working like a charm because it just knocked the snot out of me. That's a good morning electric fence zap. Water is steaming here. Means it's about 55 degrees. I put these in. I installed these pipes across here, guys, so that a calf didn't accidentally get over into the water tank right there. So these are so common out west. I saw probably 200 of them as I was driving through the west. Very, very common. They actually use bigger tires for bigger mining equipment. The cows were put in here last night. So here's the drama. And we'll talk about my trip here in just a second. But the drama of yesterday evening was that the cows were put in here and it's not the highest quality grass. So they were angry about that. What did they do? They busted in to where the solar well is. This is a problem I know I've needed to address, and it's going to get addressed very, very soon. So they came in here and we're trying to eat this grass. Who can blame them? I can't blame them at all. So they came in here to try to eat this grass, and what that does is it really runs a risk of them rubbing and bumping up. There's a ground wire that goes down here, and they can rub and bump up against all these wires and cause me a serious, serious problem. So that's why I've been milling up fence boards. One of the reasons is so they don't get in here and mess up the solar well. Let's look at this real quick so you guys understand. This is a solar well setup from Lawrence Solar. Here are my solar panels. Underneath that is an insulated well cover, and the well's under there. It's piped in, and it goes all the way throughout the farm. We got about a mile of 1.25 inch poly pipe under the ground. So I ran out of corral panels, and thank you to the wonderful pandemic for pushing my corral panel guy out of business. So he went out of business. I've got to get 2 more corral panels right here, which won't be a big deal. They just won't match exactly to the ones that I have. That is a mission for later today. And then I'll never have to worry about that again. But gosh, the one bull pushed his way through here and got in there and really could have done some damage. So thank goodness we got all that handled. Did that over the phone last night with my farm sitter, aka Mrs. Stony Ridge, or Miss Stony Ridge at this point. So she was looking after things here on the farm. You guys might have seen the little post that I had with Miss Stony Ridge. Just to spill the beans, as if they hadn't been spilt already, we are dating again. And she was house sitting for me, looking after the place. So she's not living here or anything like that, but she does know the place. It was super handy to have somebody that really cared, looking after things. So good, very good. Michael Blum says, what are pawpaws? Get on that Google machine, buddy. Pawpaw is a native tropical fruit. I think it's a tropical fruit here in North America. I think it's the largest tropical fruit native to North America, I do believe. They're like a mixture between, they look like a potato growing on a tree, but they're a mixture between, the flavor is like a part mushy banana and how to say this? It's like part mushy banana and part well, they're already beating up that corral panel over there. Part mushy banana, part carrot, I guess. They're sweet, but not real sweet. They can be very bitter. But maybe tomorrow morning we'll ride over and see if we can find us some pawpaws. That'd be kind of fun. So we're going to go back, check on the cows and see how they're doing. Make sure everybody's good. Morning from Central Texas. Gerald, good to have you. Gosh, it's so good to be back home. Oh, man. When I get done with the live stream this morning, I'm going to lay back down. I have been on the road for quite some time. That 2 a.m. arrival time was a little rough on me last night. A smarter man than I would have turned the electric fence off so he could make an adjustment, but not me. Oh, goodness. So let's check out the girls and boys. Let's do a little walk around and see what we're doing. like I said, we got the little fence tester over there. I'll bet you that's 202. So I'm going to turn the camera around. We're going to go over there and see what that dude's up to. He is not going to be. He's a full-fledged man now, so he's gotten mature. And a mature young bull is just a little rambunctious. That's all it is. So, but that mature young bull is no longer going to be a bull in about 3 days. We're going to go ahead and run him through the chute. And we will band all of our young bulls. So all the young bulls that we have here will be steers. And those steers will be the beef that you'll be able to buy sometime next year. Susie. Hey, Susie. Hey, Susie. You'll be my friend again. Remember when we were friends? Way back when we were friends, Susie Sue. Yeah. You remember? She probably let me rub her head. Hey. Remember you used to let me rub on you. I don't know what Susie's issue is. But Sweetie's around here somewhere. We'll find her and go get us a good rub. Wooly Bully's done his job. He is going to get out of here again in about 3 days. Everybody should be bred, ready to go. We don't want him breeding these young heifers that were born this year. And here's Cindy, big old chubby thing. Cindy, looking good. The cows are looking great. You know, when I was out west, I watched how people handled their cattle and how they moved their cattle. And, you know, it takes 35 acres or so to sustain a cow out there. Hey, butthead. I'm guessing that that's 202. So that's the one that was into trouble. What are you doing, girl? Tell me a cow doesn't want to be loved on. That's what I'm. No, that's not a bull. So that ain't 202. Grass is really high over here. Check it out. You can hardly see the cows, these little calves' heads from here. Morning, guys. Yep, that's what we want. Get them out on this good tall grass. I've yet to see the one that's been a handful. There's 203. So when you got a cow that likes to test the fence, it's a dangerous, dangerous thing. So if 202 is testing the fence, 202 definitely is just about probably going to make the list. Hey, Cody. Morning, buddy. I don't see him. See if we can find Sweetie. There's Sweetie right there. Sweetie. Sweetie. She's actually coming to her name. Sweetie. Sweetie. I missed you so much. I missed you so much, little girl. Yes, I did. Do you miss me too? This is Sweetie. Hey, girl. Yeah, I know. Not supposed to really rub a cow on its forehead. It encourages this budding, but she won't let me get her back here. So, will you? Will you, girl? You can tell she missed me. That's so cool. 202 is going walkabout, says Cowboy Steve-O. Mike says really hard to say, but really odd to say, but miss the cows. Man, I miss them too. It's okay. That's it, man. We're a community of people that are loving this farm experience every day. So I love it as much as you guys do. Thanks so much. Hit the like button as you come in, for sure. Share the videos. Share this with your friends. I miss it too. So there is a storm headed this way, Philip. Looks like all weekend long we're going to get pounded with rain over and over and over again. Wooly Bully's foot has healed up 100%. He's strong as he can be now. So what we did worked. Just give him a little bit of antiseptic spray on there. Helped out a lot. Morning, Mona. How are you? Michael Blum, could he have escaped? Very doubtful. He's over here in this little group. We're going to go over here and see if we can find a little 202. Again, maybe 202 thinks he's a donkey. I don't know. This grass is tall. This grass is wet. And I know these little guys aren't 202. I'm going to say we're looking at that guy up next to the fence. Don't fall down, little buddy. I'm going to say that's probably him. He's going to be the biggest young bull that we have. Again, he's reached maturity. Hey moo cow. There he is. Hey, buddy. How you doing? You been running the show while I was gone? So yesterday he plowed through the poly fence, the poly wire, and he's not quite sexually mature. He's still a little small in the rear end there. But he plowed through the fence. He's usually the ringleader. He's leading everybody now. And he plowed right through the poly wire fence yesterday and got into that well house area. And another little mistake that we had. Oh, Leslie, thank you for sending stars. Anybody that sends stars, I will go in and personally thank you when we get done with the live stream today. I can't see him on here for some reason. So, morning, lady. Anyway, 202 busted through the gate, or busted through the fence, both up there at the solar well and over here at some hay bales that I had. So I'm going to have to solve his problem for sure. Good to be home, guys. Best sound in the world. Cows tearing into that grass. Morning, lady. $10:30 p.m. in Australia. Okay. Whew. It was 12 full hours of travel yesterday to get home. I flew out last Wednesday from where I live in North Carolina all the way to Great Falls, Montana. Me and Stanley the Dirt Monkey and a few other folks all hung out, had dinner. Then we went out on the town. And that was a bad idea. So the next day we spent riding side by sides, and then we did a little bit of fly fishing. The weather was not quite conducive to fly fishing. It was pouring down. I mean, not pouring down. It was windy, very, very windy out on the Missouri River. But what an opportunity to go fly fishing on the Missouri. So had to take it. I'm fixing this fence right here real quick while we're talking. So anyway, went fly fishing on the Missouri, and that was really fun. Did not catch anything because the wind was blowing 8,000 miles an hour. There we go. Now, let's see if I can get shocked again. So I just need to hook this on this fence. And in the meantime, I'm going to raise that wire up. Tuck him in right here. There we go. And we'll bring this guy right there. Now, we're good to go. So the cows have access. They can come right around here and get back to the water. And this is planned. I totally planned the way I had this all set up. So awesome. We got butt fertilizer everywhere. Good stuff. I was a little worried when I left that the cows wouldn't have the forage that they need. Gosh, there's so much grass out here, guys. It's just exploding with growth. It's not the most ideal grass, but it's getting better and better and better day after day after day. So Philip the Wise sends a $2 super chat. Who won the arm wrestling match? Philip. So if you guys don't know who Leg Arms is, let's take a walk and chat. Yeah, I don't like the wind either. Let's take a little walk and talk here, and we'll chat about the trip real quick. So I went to the Welker Boys farm, and there's a guy on Welker Farms. His name is Scott, and he is known as Leg Arms because his arms are as big as my legs. He's a really big fella. Well, we were going to arm wrestle and put that on the channel, but I didn't know he had broken his arm about 6 or 8 months ago, and that was a no-go. We didn't want to get hurt or anything like that. I did get involved in an arm wrestling. I don't know why I did this. I was goaded into it by Stanley the Dirt Monkey. I got goaded into an arm wrestling match in a pub in Great Falls, Montana. This guy was a pro arm wrestler. I had no idea, or pro or semi-pro arm wrestler. His neck was as big as my head, and I thought, oh, dude, you could take him, you know. Well, he grabbed my hand first thing, and he just went over just like this. I was like, oh man, dude, you're strong, man. I said, but I'm country strong, so let's try it again. And he said, well, let me tell you, let me give you some techniques, some tricks and stuff. So the dude taught me some tricks, and we went at it again, and I took him. And I was like, what? Holy cow. The whole restaurant was all crowded around us. It was probably 50 people crowded around us. I just got done. I sang karaoke. What a night. It was a really good time. Do they make a fence tester to see how hot it is? Yes, they do, Thomas. Absolutely. So anyway, we spent those few days out there in Montana, and you're going to get some videos from that. I left there, and I drove about an hour and a half north of Great Falls, Montana, to the Welker Farms. They farm 10,000 acres. Okay, so they do anything from wheat to peas to lentils, stuff like that. They're big ag, big farm. Great channel, great people, just salt of the earth. Met them, talked to them about the soil there, talked to them about how they work the soil. I mean, I could have sat there for 8 hours talking to those guys, but I had to go. So I left there at about 3 p.m. and drove all the way to Gillette, Wyoming. Now, you look at a map of the West and you think, oh, this isn't that far away. Holy cow. I was in the car for 10 hours at a rental car. And I drove down to Gillette, Wyoming to my buddy's place called the High Bar Homestead. And you can Google that. That is a place where people from a certain industry come and practice target, doing shooting trap and target practice and all that stuff. So, and they come and do photo shoots. So that was a really cool place to be. You'll see some pictures popped up on the Facebook channel. If you're not over there, go over there, check it out. And I'll put some on the YouTube community page too. Some pictures of all the cool old vehicles my buddy has out there. I'm going to say he has amassed like 50 old trucks. Really, really cool. Beautiful, beautiful weather. Long, flat, and straight. It was, Cowboy Steve-O, it was rolling hills. It was beautiful, absolutely gorgeous. And after dark, it was scary driving because there's huge deer all over the side of the road. There's deer, antelope, elk, all sorts of stuff. So I'm white knuckling probably the last 4 hours of the drive. That was fun. Got down there, hung out with my buddy, spent some time with him. We just rode around side by sides and took some beautiful pictures and just enjoyed a little time off. This is my friend from the Air Force. We were stationed together. I've known him since I was 19 years old. So great dude. And he's a marketing guy. So it was interesting to talk to him. Then I went to Mike and Aaron's place, Our Wyoming Life. They're right there in Gillette, Wyoming also. So just so happens I have two great friends in the same town in Wyoming out in the middle of nowhere. So we hung out with Mike, toured his place. He's got an awesome operation, got some insight into how I can get my beef to you guys. And that was something really important to me. And he's got a really good system set up. He uses dry ice. And they package 2 days a week. They send it via UPS on a 1-day ship or a 2-day ship, and it arrives to your house frozen, still good to go. So that was something interesting, and I'm really glad I got to go do that. I got to learn a whole lot from Mike. Mike and Aaron at Our Wyoming Life, they have a YouTube page. They have a Facebook page. Go over there and tell them Stony Ridge sent you. They are great people. They even run a food bank nonprofit. They raise pigs, goats, chickens, meat bird chickens, laying eggs. They have a greenhouse. They do veggies. They do all sorts of awesome stuff. So, and how admirable of them. You know, they're successful and they have a food bank for Wyoming, which is great. The only food bank, I think, in Wyoming. So that brings farm fresh food to those in need. So very, very admirable. Maybe at some point we'll find a link where folks can donate to that, because that's a food desert out there in Wyoming. I mean, you think about it, the growing season is very short, so all the food has to be brought in. So awesome. Now, Farm Ball Fanatic Gino's in the house. Great channel too. Haven't made that drive just mostly around Billings. Billings was beautiful, beautiful country. Driving in there, pretty town for sure. Welker bros are fun to watch. Cool how they farm all that land. Man, 10,000 acres. So Mike and Aaron are ranching 5,000 acres with cows. They have 200 cows on 5,000 acres. Around here, you could have 200 cows on 300 acres and they would be just fine. They feed hay 7 months out of the year, maybe 8 months out of the year. I talked to them about what their hay bill was, and it was over $80,000. $80,000. So the only way, and we talked about this before, the only way to really earn a living on the farm in a successful manner is to direct market your beef. And they figured it out, which is super cool. That information is priceless. So once we do it here on the farm, I'll show you guys how we do it for sure. We'll do it a little bit different, a little different twist. Once the mega shop is complete up there, I've got the butcher shop area complete. When I say butcher shop, a lot of people think I'm going to be butchering the cow. I'm not butchering cows and selling them. You can't do that, okay? Unless you're a USDA inspected facility. So what I'll do is take the cow to a USDA inspected facility, have it processed, and I'll have the beef here, and that's where I'll ship it out from. So we'll put together some packages for you. Yeah, 80,000 is huge, and absolutely. So you put it in perspective, though. I've got 35 cows out here, and I had to spend $9,400 on hay this year, close to $10,000. So perspective-wise, they're right along the same, you know. In fact, I spent just a little bit more, I guess, in proportion to how many cows that I have. But I got a really high-quality hay, so... That fix-it guy's in the house. Brian, I've been neglecting my buddy Brian. Brian Hebb is coming out, just so you know. My buddy Hebb, another Air Force buddy. Brian is that fix-it guy. I was in the Air Force with him too. Great dude. Montana has thousands of acres for public hunting, but you better be in shape if you go. That's it, Farm All Fanatic. And they do the free-range grazing, or open range grazing. So some folks take their cows in the summertime up to the mountains and let their cows just graze, and then they go back through and have a roundup once a year and bring them back down to the farm and feed them cow. Feed them corn. Hey, I'm tired. I told you I was tired. Infested with zombies, says Cowboy Steve-O. You been watching too much TV, bro? Oh, that's funny. Michael Blum. Can someone buy a whole cow from you once it comes back from the processor? You'd be better off buying a whole cow and taking it to the processor. A whole cow will fill a 17 cubic foot freezer. It will totally fill it. So, yeah, I wouldn't recommend buying just a whole cow unless you had some sort of deal really all worked out. So I don't have that deal already worked out, and I can't get a cow into the processor until May. So we're stuck, and we're also stuck because I've got to buy 3 more deep freezers in order to handle all the inventory. So there's a lot to it, guys, a whole lot to it. Cowboy Steve-O says, fly Navy. All right, go Navy. For sure. Zoomies, not zombies. That's what the Naval calls the Air Force. Gotcha. That sounds like a naval term, doesn't it? Any of you other guys, Navy veterans? We didn't have really a name for the Navy folks because we never really ran into Navy folks. We had Army folks. We had Marines on the Air Force base when I was in, but we didn't have a whole lot of Navy folks. Yep. What's up, that fix-it guy? Looks like, Brian, you got a bunch of fans in here. Dave White says, coffee. Guess where my coffee cup is? Back up there. I told you, man, I'm tired. When that alarm went off this morning, I thought, oh, no. I scheduled a live stream for 8 o'clock. I got to get out. It's been busy. Are you going to get a Honda UTV, says Philip. I don't know, Philip. I don't know right now. Most of the money that I have here is going towards working on the mega shop and getting it built. I'm going to go ahead and feed the dogs while we're talking. Yeah, so most of the money I have right now is going towards the shop build up there. So whether I trade off the Kubota and get a Honda. I'm not sure yet. I did talk to those guys. You know, all the right people were there to talk to. And I talked to them about maybe having a demo out here on the farm that we could use. All right, kids, ready? Sit. Sit. We all have to behave before we go out. Free. Now, whoever said, why don't you build them a bigger kennel? I mean, look how big this is, man. Look how big that is. That's some people in third world countries, people have smaller houses. Go pee. Go pee. The rule is you leave the kennel, you got to go to the bathroom. That's the rule. We'll give them a little scoop of food. I feed my dogs once a day. Give them Purina Pro Plan, the good food, so they stay healthy. And they're going to get a lot of exercise today. I'm going to take them out. Okay, come eat your breakfast. Eat your breakfast. They know that. They know those commands. They know which bowl is whose too. Well, let's get you a little shot of these pups. Show you talk to you about who they are. So they're the guard dogs for the farm. People say, "Right, your dogs, they don't go inside." I live in a very small mobile home. And these guys stay out. They guard the farm. Right, guys? Right? So this is Lexi and this is Buddy. And they're both German Shepherds. Buddy's a black and tan, and Lexi's all black. Lexi swallows too fast. Hey, girl. Hey, girl. So she'll swallow way too fast. Nobody's going to take your food, I promise, okay? Buddy's older. Buddy's about, he's pushing the 8.5 mark right now. So, unfortunately, German Shepherds might live 12 years. So, kind of sad to know that, but yep. Armed Forces Air Intelligence Command. I don't know what your Cowboy Steve-O. I went to our A school at Lowry Air Force Base. Cool. Awesome. Are they aggressive to strangers, says Dave White. I put them up when anybody comes around, buddy. I don't let my dogs around strangers. There's only a few people that they get to hang out with, and that's it. So yeah, that's what they're for. They're guard dogs. They help guard the chickens. They help guard everything on the farm. So if a coyote comes up or a fox comes up here in the front yard, this is my front yard, then the dogs handle that really quickly. Ever go to Shotgun Willie's? No, never been there. Never heard of it. I did pass a place. I should have took a picture of it. I passed a place. I guess as Rocky Mountain oysters are pretty popular in the Rocky Mountains, I passed a place that specialized in Rocky Mountain oysters. Come on, guys. All right. So you just ate breakfast, right? So what do we do after breakfast? We go pee, right? We go to poo-poo. Go poopy. There you go. Go ahead. Go poop. Don't look back at me like I'm going to give you something. Lexi, again, she will eat and she will go right back in that kennel and take a poop. And we got to fix this problem. So, yeah, absolutely. And I'm going to put her back up. I'm going to put them both back up because I'm expecting this morning at some point, I'll be sitting by the phone. The folks from 1-800-DIG or whatever, 4811-DIG are going to be coming over here and marking to run the power for the mega shop. So that's happening very soon. I heard cattle farmers love Rocky Mountain oysters. Dave White says, no thanks to Rocky Mountain oysters. I've had, I wouldn't call them Rocky Mountain oysters. I'd call them horse oysters before. I've tasted that before. Not bad. Just tastes like liver. It tastes like an organ meat. Come here, buddy. Buddy, give me a hug. Give me a hug, boy. Yes. I know you missed me. Lexi. Good girl. Okay, let's go ahead. What's in the white building? Get that all the time. This was a building that I moved from the city. When I lived up in town, I bought this building. I needed some extra storage. My house in town was only about 1,400 square feet. So that was my man cave, she shed, or whatever you want to call it. inside there are all my smalls, like little nuts, little bolts, stuff like that, that I keep in there. So it's like a supply building. When something breaks, I'll go in there and get it. Now, eventually that building will be moved to the other side of the farm, and that'll be used for farm storage way, way over on the other side. So, well, guys, it's been a wonderful time with you. I've got to check the cows. They're good to go. I'm going to go back in and just nap for a little bit. Again, I got in at 2 o'clock in the morning last night. If you left any super chats, I want to thank you so much. If you left any, oh, see how sleepy I am? If you left any stars over on Facebook, I'll be sure and personally thank you guys. The edible landscape is doing great. Got green peppers just coming off of these things still. The kale is growing in here. Guys, if you missed that video, I installed these, and I've got a few more of these I'm going to install, raised beds. Got little fig trees out here. Everything's doing great. So thanks a lot, guys. Thanks for joining me. We will see you tomorrow on the live stream as we move the cows throughout those pastures up there behind the house. We're going to run them through one more time, and then we're going to run the cows through the chute, and we're going to take care of some young bulls that don't need to be bulls. They're getting mature, and we don't want them to breed our young heifers for quite some time. And Woolly Bully will be hitting the road, I'm going to say, in 4 days. So depending on the weather. If it's pouring down rain, we won't work the cows. But gorgeous day, guys. Perfect day on the farm. Thank you all so much for joining me. I'm back in town, and we'll be back to doing the regular scheduled live stream. So going to be great. Also, next week, I'll be in Indiana, Worthington, Indiana. Driving out there for the Farm Fence Forum at Farm Fence Solutions. Those guys don't pay me. They were just good friends, and I really enjoy learning how to build fence. So we'll take you guys out there along with me, and we will do live streams there. That'll be really, really fun. So thanks, guys. We'll see you tomorrow on Cows and Coffee. So be sure you have your coffee ready. About 8 a.m. tomorrow, we're going to be out here moving them cows again. Thank you. See you next time. I'm back. Woohoo! Take care, guys.